Okay, let's see. We have this nice little article, Establishment Journalists Mistake Horse Reins for Whips in Pushing Bogus Border Story. I'm Grid 7, and let's take a look at how stupid today's journalists are. Once again, the journalists are not sending their best. While it's no secret that journalists are notoriously liberal and narrative-driven, they are now reporting on their own hallucinations. We learned from our nation's journals that as the crisis at the border escalates, agents on horseback have resorted to whipping Haitian illegals, who apparently thought it made more sense to travel roughly 2,000 miles to the U.S.-Mexico border instead of attempting to migrate to the country literally next to their own. The bogus story appears to have originated with reporting from journal Martha Pawazicki of the El Paso Times, whose report was widely circulated. And here's her text. Border Patrol agents on horseback cracking whips and charging into crowds of Haitian asylum seekers in Texas, shouting at them to go back to Mexico. Strong reporting from Pazak on the situation in Del Rio from Ryan Duviax. Of course, as anyone with eyeballs can see, unless of course you're a journalist, those are not whips, they're horse reins. Journalists are making a horse's ass of themselves, but the additional fact that there isn't a single photo of a video patrol border whipping anyone also wasn't taken into consideration by anyone mindlessly spreading the bogus narrative. But of course, countless other journals with followers in the combined tens of millions decide to uncritically repeat the lie to their followers. And here's a little bit of these texts right here. This is beyond repulsive. Are these images from 2021 or 1851? Maybe if you did a little bit of thinking, you would know better. Can someone please tell me that I didn't just read Border Patrol was on horseback and gathering Haitian refugees by using whips? Yeah, no, they weren't. That was your own fault. Please tell me I didn't just read that. Well, you did read it, but it was by someone who couldn't figure out between a horse's rein versus an actual whip. Why are U.S. border agents using whip on Haitians? Hello, they're not. As Haitians tried to climb onto the U.S. side of the river, Saturday afternoon, a border agent shouted, "Let's go! Get out now! Back to Mexico!" The agent swung his whip menacingly, charging his horse toward the men in the river. Yeah. If this doesn't tell you it's all political narrative by our journalists, nothing will. I do like how this article criticizes on a note. A study in 2017 found that journalists drink too much, have poor emotional control, and operate at a lower level than the average person. And this one I've seen, this paragraph, I've seen many times. I've had it done to me, sharing memes and other friends and this and that. And while a conservative can reasonably expect his claim that the sky is blue to be fact-checked, the fact-checkers were once again asleep at the wheel when it came to this claim, which spread like wildfire through social media unchallenged. No misinformation warning was attached to the easily debunked story, as it is attached to anything challenging the liberal narrative. In fact, the story spread so far, Jen Pazaki was asked about it during a briefing yesterday, again with the journal mistakenly, or maybe intentionally, calling the reins a whip. Pazaki said the fictitious situation was obviously horrific and would be looked into. And then showing how disorganized the Biden administration is, DHS Secretary Alejandro Marco later corrected the record, stating, "To ensure the control of the horse, long reins are used, but we are going to investigate the facts to ensure that the situation is as we understand it to be. And if it's anything different, we will respond accordingly." There, of course, isn't anything to investigate further. But I suppose they don't want it to appear that he was outright accusing Pazaki and others of lying, even though he's well aware they're wrong. That was yesterday. Now today, the secretary is attempting to align with the bogus dominant narrative that he knows is false, and claimed to be horrified by the images of Border Patrol doing their job. This right here is such how misinformation is used by the left. The left doesn't care if it's misinformation, as long as it supports their narrative. And other thing is, no, you got all these people coming. Are they vaccinated? Where are they going? Are you putting them all in camps? No, that are already overcrowded? No, isn't COVID running rampant in these camps? I mean, we're being told, no, we have to have passports to go anywhere as a U.S. citizen now. Or that's what they want to do, but yet these people are coming on over and all. You're getting off on a tangent on all the. Well, let me know what you think. Are these writers? They're not even journalists, or are they a bunch of horses' asses for not knowing the difference between an actual whip and a rein? Let me know what you think. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next video.